On both sides of the bumper, right above the headlights, you'll see the 7mm bolt right here that has to be removed. Do this to both sides. Then switch to a 10mm and remove these 4 bolts here. That frees up this top piece here. Let's take off this retainer for the air intake. For me, someone used a nut and a bolt here to clamp it all down. For you, it might be different. On each side of the bumper, right here where it meets the fender, if you pull the fender liner back, that exposes a 10mm bolt. Let's take that out. And then if you just follow it down here, there should be a couple push clips. Take out whatever is holding your fender liner to the bumper cover. All right, this part is free. Do the same to both sides. On the underside of the bumper, you'll see some 7mm screws as well as a push clip right there, but basically just follow it along and take all of them off. I took all of them off under here, so the bumper is free from this splash shield as well as both side shields. If you have fog lights, you'd go ahead and disconnect them now. My vehicle doesn't, so I'm just going to take the bumper cover, pull it out on the side here. Just like that, it's clipped in. Pull it up over the hood latch at the front. Do the same to the other side. Now grab it, pull it away from the vehicle. Now there's a 7mm screw right here. And if you follow the headlight up on the fender, there's another one right here. And if you look underneath the headlight where it meets the fender, there's a 10mm bolt here. Remove the headlight, flip it over, and disconnect the electrical connector. It just has one main harness, and there it is. Now if you have any sort of fancy bulbs or anything, transfer them over. If not, go ahead and plug in the new headlight assembly and line it up with where it's supposed to bolt up, just like that. Put this 10mm bolt back and put back the 2 7mm screws at the top. Now it's time to put the bumper cover on, and I'm going to slide it up from underneath. That way it grabs all the shields and pulls them up with it. Okay. Line it up. Make sure it goes under the headlights, of course. Over the hood latch here. Line it up on the sides. I'm going to put these top 4 bolts in. That way it's secured. I won't tighten them, but I'll just run them down. Once I clip it all into place, I'll come back and snug them. Press the sides in. So now I know that it's positioned where it needs to be. Snug these up. Right on the headlight brackets here, there were 7mm screws. Let's reinstall these. One on each side. Let's get the side mounting bolts back in. And I had 2 push clips on this side, one up here, and one down here. There should be 3, I only had 2. Do the same to the other side. 3 7mm screws going on this shield here. Now you want to just follow it along and put back all the screws that were holding all of your shields in place. Resecure this over here. Again, I had my nut and bolt. Whatever you have securing yours, go ahead and put that on. Snug it up.
This is going to be a general tutorial on how to aim your brand new TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, so looking at your brand new TRQ headlamp assembly, you're going to see where your low beam is, and you'll see a little dot right in the center. And that is the axis point, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to mark that with an erasable marker, just so it's easier to see. Next, what we need to do is measure from the level ground up to this point and take note of that measurement. Now we're just going to pull the car up to our wall. On our vehicle, we remember that the measurement was 28 inches for our access point. Your vehicle may be different, but that's where I'm going to put this tape, just above that 28 inches. We'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so let's just back the vehicle up, straight back 25 feet from the wall. And now that we moved our vehicle 25 feet back from the wall, we're going to start with our measurement here. That's where the headlamp center is. We're going to go down 4 inches on the driver's side. On the passenger side, we have our line here. What we need to do is go down 2 inches. To adjust the driver's side, we're going to cover our passenger side headlamp. If you look at the back side of your headlamp assembly, you're going to see something that looks like this. This is the adjustment. Some of these headlight assemblies have 1, 2, or even more of them, but you should at least have 1. This is how we're going to adjust the headlight beam. Now we're going to lower the top part of the beam down to just below this line. When you turn the adjustment to the right, it brings the beam up, and if you turn it to the left, it'll bring the headlight beam down. And this is this way on most vehicles. Let's continue on to doing the passenger side. All right, we properly aligned our TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, and on the quality TRQ headlamps for a pickup truck, the procedure is going to be the same. You're going to find your center dot, mark it, and then you'll measure from the level ground up to your dot. So once your headlamps are properly adjusted, it'll be time to adjust your fog lamps. You'll notice on the driver's side, the focal point is all the way at the bottom right now. I would like to bring it up so it meets up with approximately the bottom of the focal point of the headlight. Some fog lamps have an adjuster, others don't. The ones that do have an adjuster, you would just turn the adjustment to the left or to the right to adjust the beam up and down to where it needs to be. Now with your TRQ headlamps and fog lamps properly aligned, you can drive down the road safely.